Hello everyone, it's Group 7 and today we will introduce a flood that occurred in the indigenous community of Northern Territorial a few years ago. From December 2015 to January 2016, Darwin River Dam reached capacity and started to spill in communities of Dali River, also called Naviu, in Northern Territory. There was a flood in this area, which was an extremely serious natural emergency, because the houses of the indigenous community were built at lower altitude. Almost all the residents were affected by this disaster. The Dali River has been above the major flood level since Boxing Day in 2015, so the government declared a state of emergency. The flood waters swept through the town in December, and on Boxing Day, almost 500 Navajo residents were evacuated to Darwin's Foxy Pavilion Showgrounds for more than 2 weeks. It was the third longest running evacuation in Australian history. Okay, next part is about those problems encountered in emergency response. This disaster has brought tremendous suffering and many problems to the residents who live in there and the local government. Firstly, the floods not only destroyed the properties of local residents, but also seriously damaged the local power system and ecological system. In addition, many people died and disappeared in this flood. Next, several roads leading to Queensland and other places were blocked by floods, and the government had to send 2 dozen helicopters to rescue residents. In addition, floods also threatened the water security of the whole Northern Territory. For those rescue workers and residents who have not yet moved, attacks from wild animals such as crocodiles and snakes and large numbers of insects are also dangerous. The indigenous residents and their animals will suffer from the flood. The houses were damaged by the flood of up to 14 meters. They were displaced and had to move to Darwin for Christmas. Moreover, indigenous children have to study in temporary schools. And a sudden increase in population poses a difficult challenge to the entertainment, health, and food supply systems of Darwin's Foxy area. Then my partner Yimin will continue to introduce.
In this part of presentation, I would like to describe the emergency event, the floods impact Aboriginal people in Northern Territory. The floods also cause negative impacts to an Aboriginal tribe community, namely Garlin-Winku, in northeast of Darwin City, Northern Territory. The flood started on 24 February this year and ended on 4 March. On 24 March, the tropical Colony Easter caused floods which submerged both some houses and farmlands of Garlin-Winku tribe. Some areas near Darwin also suffered with the floods, such as Barclay, East Anson, Carson Ray, Rupp Gulf, Victoria Gulf. Some Aboriginal people have got to leave their homes. This flood disaster continued for 1 week. Even some people of Garlin-Winku lost their property and under the risk of starve. In order to help and rescue Garlin-Winku tribe and other people who suffer with floods, since 27 February, the Northern Territory government immediately built some shuttles for Garliwenku trip, using both lifeboats and helicopters to rescue people to safe areas. The government put some sandbags to avoid floods submerged to more areas. Furthermore, the government also provides these people with clean water and food. On 1 March, the floods gradually receded. The good news is all people were transformed to safe areas in Northern Territory. On 4 March, the floods completely receded. However, the 10 days of floods still lead to serious economic poverty for Garliwenku tribe and other people. First, environmental damage and economic losses. Flooding flooded farmland, houses and depressions, and large-scale migration of people in the disaster area. Various biological communities have also changed the community structure and the habitat change due to flooding, thereby breaking the original ecological balance. Second, water source pollution. Flooding disasters have damaged water supply facilities and sewage discharge conditions to various degrees. Third, food pollution. During flood disasters, food pollution had a wide range of channels and sources, which have a serious impact on food production and operation in some regions of Northern Territory and can cause large-scale food poisoning incidents and food-borne disease outbreaks. After the floods, the Northern Territory government adopted some relevant measures to deal with the three issues. The government provided Garliwenku tribe with financial support to rebuild their homes. Health department supplied enough clean water for Aboriginal people in Garliwenku tribe every day until the water supply system was fixed. Garliwenku community can also purchase clean and fresh food in local supermarket by using the welfare from the government.
Okay, thanks Yiming. I'm going to talk about some basic information about Daly River. Daly River is the name of a river and a town in the Northern Territory of Australia. At the 2006 census, Daly River had a population of 468. The town is part of the Victoria-Daly Region local government area. New Yu is an Aboriginal community nestled on the banks of the Daly River. The first interesting fact I found is that the Malak people who in New Yu are the traditional owners of the land. Although there are 10 different languages and culture groups, the dominant languages are Malak and Koro, while English is widely used across the whole of community. The second interesting fact I found is that Daly River is popular for recreational fishing, being regarded as one of the best places to catch barramundi in Australia. New Yu is set on the banks of the Daly River, which snakes its way around the community. It is regarded as one of the best fishing places for catching barramundi in Australia. Each year it hosts two fishing competitions, the Barra Classic and the Barra Nationals. The third interesting fact is that the community has been badly affected by the 2007 intervention. The community has lost all rights to make decisions about itself. All power has been diverted to people outside the community. Jobs have all but disappeared, particularly in housing maintenance. The quality of workmanship has been reduced since outsiders have been brought in to replace local workers. The store, fuel outlet, and job services are run by outsiders. There are no opportunities for local young people. In addition, young people in Niuyu are not succeeding in their education. Following school, there are many young people at Niuyu who need to be meaningfully employed in order to become confident and successful adults. End of the presentation. Thanks for watching.